So, hello there. You can't see me yet because I did bad things to the camera. Namely, I used the camera in the program, the capture software is running, and it didn't like that. So I have to fix this real quick. But you can hear me, which, I mean, I hear people say, mostly correctly, that audio is more important than the video because you have to understand me, so you can understand me. I hope. Actually, I don't even know if this is using the right microphone right now, so you may not even be able to hear me correctly. But I'm almost done getting the camera working. Just because I'd like to maintain a good white balance. Okay, let's see if this is the right microphone now. Nope, not the right microphone.
Now it's the right microphone. It probably sounds a lot better. So I'm using my laptop's built-in mic, and I know that thing's pretty trusty. Okay. Somebody trying to tell me if the audio is good. That would be great. Oh, the music is still on. Doing that. And music. There we go. No more music. So, hello everyone. Sorry about the rough start. Things happen. I've got my big camera on the tripod right now because I want to actually record some video of this too, just to have some proper video. So, everybody say hi to the big camera. I know, I'm such a vlogger now. I have a mic. Let me get this set up real quick. But for those of you who don't know, I am here at the University of Maine's School of Earth and Climate Science at one of their electron microscopy labs, and I'm having a way too much fun than I should be allowed to, or way more fun than I should be allowed to have. I need to change the exposure on the projector real quick. Come on, there we go. Or not exposure, just brightness. Make it so that my camera can actually see it without blowing it out. There we go, that's good enough. We'll increase dynamic range by dropping ISO a little bit. There, okay, now it's not blowing out. It's still blowing out a little bit, that's okay. Doesn't matter as much. I'll be trying this microphone out for stream soon. See if I can get away from using the lav mic. Yeah, don't really need to, but it can be annoying sometimes. See if it's focused. Cool. Okay. It's weird having the camera that close, but I guess it's pretty wide. Oh, I can even use the webcam to frame this camera. That's funny. This camera isn't parafocal though, so now that I've changed the zoom, I'm gonna have to actually go change focus again. And it's a Canon, it's a 6D. Canon's slightly lower and, well, was slightly lower in full frame sensor, but it's the original 6D, so it does not have autofocus during video. Okay. Let's see what the chat has to say, because I haven't read the chat yet. Interesting way to do picture-in-picture, yes. Very interesting way to do picture-in-picture. Okay, let's get going here. So, what do I have the SEM running at right now? Okay, probe current's down, which is good. Is that live? Yeah, that's live. Okay, so we'll pull that out. So, I talked a little bit about this on Show and Tell, but the way I did this was really horrible. Basically, the way I made the Adafruit logo with the SEM was I took the logo, I went upstairs, I printed out a couple of sizes because I don't have a printer down here and didn't know exactly what size I wanted. I took that, I put it on a piece of tracing paper, I put the tracing paper up on the monitor, and then using the software you used to do crystalline orientation, because that does spots with the microscope. I just clicked behind the tracing paper to tell it, hey, take a measurement here, take a measurement here, take a measurement here. And then because in this software, that software that actually controls the microscope, I had the probe current and the spot size just turned way, way, way higher than they normally should be. Like basically ludicrous levels here. I was able to actually kind of, we'll say rapidly sublimate. I don't think I'm quite boiling it, but I mean, I'm in a vacuum, so you don't have to heat it up that much to actually boil it off. But I was able to sublimate away the ice and create that logo. And I've moved around quite a bit, so I've lost where the logo is on here. So I can actually show you real quick though. I just got to pull up the header file for it, and that will tell me exactly where it was taken. It's somewhere in here. Okay, stage X was negative, oh come on, negative 10. Make sure it's in safe bounds. I'm not going to be the person who crashes the stage. It was only like 5 minutes. Left is 15, right is negative 20. Okay, I'm safe. Okay, so we'll move there. Hover over stop, because it's always good to hover over stop. And let's see here, gun, nope, I don't need my gun tilt. I need negative 34. Quick stage move, and that should get me just about on top of the logo. Where is that? Oh, there it is, it's still there. You can still see it. Let me see if I can actually point to the screen. Oh, you can barely see that at all. It's there, I promise. Okay, we'll go ahead and punch in on that because it's cool. Can you see the... you can see the monitor okay. We'll say that's good enough. Okay, there's the Adafruit logo. We'll go ahead and slow the scan down, get a bit higher resolution. There's a concept in electron microscopy called shot noise, where if you don't hover the beam over one spot long enough, you just physically don't get enough difference in electrons bouncing back at you to get any sort of dynamic range where you can begin to resemble an image. So you got to slow the scan way down. When I took that picture that I posted on the Discord and on my Twitter, that picture took about 5.5 minutes to actually scan to get that good a resolution from the microscope and that good-ish dynamic range. And I can do you can do hours-long scans with these microscopes. Like when we're doing the orientation scans, those will easily run for 3 or 4 hours. We're trying to cut that time down. But when we're doing things like high-resolution mapping and stuff, that'll be like a 48-hour scan with this thing. The microscope's just take a picture, move the stage. Take a picture, move the stage. So that's always fun. Anyways, so that's the Adafruit logo. And I'm actually going to do my Twitter handle now. Nanograph's going to make a new banner for myself. So I'm going to find let's go ahead and bring probe current up. I'm going to start sublimating the ice, but that's okay. I've already got the photo I need. We can drop contrast down because it's way too bright. Okay, and let's look around for another spot that is relatively free from cracks and dust and sublimation and bubbles and all the things that can go wrong with ice. Oh, it's, the mapping's done by the computer. We're not sitting here for 3 hours running. We'll adjust settings and whatnot, but I'll post some video of it later of how it does it's called EBSD mapping, electron backscatter diffraction. I'll post some video of that later. And I just realized I need to do something real quick with the laptop. Okay, cool. That should have taken care of that. And I realize this is a great live stream because you can't really see my face except through the big camera, but that's okay. It works fine. Okay, actually, we'll stop the big camera for now because I don't need to be recording everything I'm doing. I probably should. I'll find a spot first. That'd actually be good to have spot finding. Okay, cool. So let's find a spot to put my Twitter handle. If I was smarter, I would have actually thought of this as a promotion, but I didn't, so that's okay. This is looking pretty good in here. So just to give you a sense of scale, the left to right hand side of this monitor, or this view right here, is 6.38 millimeters. And we're going to do what we're about to do. Ooh, I like the texture here. Let's turn probe. We're gonna move off to the side while I get everything in focus and test out the probe current, make sure it's still high, because I don't want to. Excuse me, I don't want to put a hole right in the middle of my where I'm gonna put the name. I got the hiccups. Damn. Will the edge sample be put back into the glacier? Well, Cedar, if you would like to give the University of Maine a grant to fly the team back to Alaska to ship the air freight, actually, the drilling setup, and then also pay for the helicopters to get the drilling equipment and the people to the top of the glacier, then I'm sure they would be more than happy to put the ice back in the glacier. Barring that, it's not going to happen. So right now I've got my scan area reduced, just trying to find a good spot to go and get focused. I'm actually at about 1,000 times mag right now, so whatever focus I get here will be more than ample for whatever I'm about to do. Actually, my spot size is probably too big right now to even make this worthwhile, but it's easy to focus when it's all down here. Buzzkill, I know, right? Well, actually, no. I've got good marketing skills. I'm getting money for the university. Okay, that looks pretty good on that. Let's pull back out. I still want to test beam current a little bit. So we will. Oh, but there's such cool texture around here. I gotta take a photo of this area of this site real quick first because the way it's sublimating is really cool. Okay, let's get a photo of this. So now I've got myself focused. I want to see if I can make that better in there. Probably use some gamma to pull this off. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to probably have a bit blown. Oh, no, I got detail there now. Okay, so I just gotta go contrast a bit lower than I would like. But that can be corrected with a bit of gamma and a bit of brightness to move that curve up. But then my tone starts to go poorly. And once you get brightness above about 90%, you start to get some tonal issues, or at least just visually. I don't like it as much, but it's fine for the scan. So let's go ahead and start that scan. That button right there. And yeah, it's going to take 4 minutes and 27 seconds to run the scan. So if anybody's got any questions about the microscope right now, it's a great time to ask. I'll go ahead and stop recording for the time being. Yeah, if you want to know how much fun it is to use a ton of liquid nitrogen, I'm a really good person to ask. Three minutes, 46 seconds left on this particular scan. Now I'll punch in some on it with the digital, oh, wrong mouse. That's okay. With the digital zoom on the webcam. There, so you can see that scan in progress. Also, I just realized I forgot to post that I was streaming to the live broadcast chat. If somebody wants to just copy the link and do that real quick, that would be great. So right now I'm a bit preoccupied with really cool ice. Actually, I can do that right now. The scan's going. I'll take care of it. Okay, now that's posted on being a responsible media creator. Okay, that's a really cool picture. I can't post these as quickly because I've got to download them and convert them to something Discord can understand. Because Discord doesn't like TIFFs, apparently. Well, not apparently, it does not like TIFFs. Which is unfortunate, but I mean, not many people use TIFF except apparently this thing. And this thing saves as JPEG, but you lose it saves as a compressed JPEG, so you lose a lot of quality there. Okay, so the scan is almost done. Once this is done, I'll go ahead and find some place to do the ablative testing and then move on to actually etching my handle. Thought I closed OBS for a second there and kind of freaked out. Okay, so don't need a description. Go ahead and save this. Oh, what time is that? 21:52. Yeah, East Coast time right now. I know most of my audience is West Coast. Okay, let's shrink that so I can actually see it. We'll go like down there and do testing. Got my box drawn. Make my box really small, and then crank probe current. And you probably can't see that, but there's a really tiny white box right there, and that really tiny white box should have just melted everything beneath it. If it didn't, I'll zoom in more and make it melt it. Yep, there's a hole there. There's definitely a hole there. I can't post the photo from my phone right now because the Wi-Fi is down in this building and I don't get well, I barely get like a bar for text messages. I can't send photos or anything though where I'm in the building right now for the microscope. But I will post it at some point. Okay, let's go ahead and punch out or pull out of that. And we'll find my ground zero or victim. Victim, yeah. Let's see here. How small can I reasonably make this? That Adafruit one was done at a magnification. So the entire Adafruit logo is about 1 millimeter wide. Actually, it's just over 1 millimeter, I think, when I measured it. Assuming the magnification is calibrated. It's been calibrated recently, so. Yeah, just casually stroll up to about 500 times mag right there. Okay, we'll run this at, let's go. Go 150, and we'll just try it out. I can always redo it later if I need to. So start out with, pull that off. Save my pieces of tape because I'm going to use those later. Yeah, no, putting tracing paper up to a computer monitor is definitely the right way of doing this. Just drop probe current down so I can take my capture, get myself oriented in the scan software. Okay, good. Probably didn't cause any damage to the surface doing that. Oh my, okay, we'll just move the window. Moving the window is easier than any of the other options I have. Yeah, the jankiest way possible of doing this is sticking tracing paper on the monitor. So keep in mind, Jason, I'm going to use this SEM for a total of 1 more day, and then I have to go back home to my microscope. And my microscope is analog, and it actually has provisions to do external beam control, and it's something I'm going to be doing soon. So the controller built for my SEM is going to be able to do vector graphics just built in. Okay, so I got that positioned. I think I'm going to zoom in a bit more because I kind of want it to be smaller, but I don't know if it's going to work. So that's the risk I'm taking here. But I want sub-millimeter for the overall size. Okay, so we got that done. Let's see here. What else do I need to do? I should be good to just turn probe current up and just start clicking. Yeah, we'll do that. Ow. Start throwing around 300 amps around things are gonna, or 300 nanoamps, things are gonna get interesting. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah, okay, we'll just go all the way. Probe current 1. And time to click. And I'm going to take a scan after I'm done doing the N, just to make sure that I am actually far enough apart that this will work. Okay, that's the N. Let's give scan control back to the microscope. Oh, shoot. I left probe current up really high. I think I'm too zoomed in. Yeah, I'm too zoomed in, especially for how big the place that I'm blading is. Yeah, it's barely readable. Okay, time to find another suitable spot, except this time it'll be a bit further zoomed out. It'll be at 100 and, let's do 140 times. Just find a spot first. Yeah, so on my microscope, I just have to give it a voltage, I think it's -5 and 5, or something close to that, maybe -12 and 12. And depending on what voltage I give it will determine where the beam goes on screen, or in my microscope, so I can guide the beam wherever I want and do vector patterns with it. We're going to move quite a ways away from where I was. Da 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 da. Oh, I bet there's a clear spot right here. Yep. So scan right down. There's a clear enough spot right here. Okay, so that's mag 150. I kind of like that texture. There we go. That's where I'll run this now. Okay, so let's see here. Probe current all the way down. Don't burn any more holes. Give the software external control of the microscope. Place my very, very first point. Give it full beam power. And just start clicking. Yeah, this is what I qualify as one of those really good bad ideas. If anybody's got any questions, comments, or ideas, let me know in the chat. So I'm just going to be here clicking for a while. Go ahead and stop recording. Okay, so I got the first one done. Let's turn probe current down. Give control back to the microscope. Bring probe current back up to something reasonable. Okay, that's clear. Probe current back down. Give it external again. Okay, let's see if I got that end done. Aw, I overshot it. It moved. Darn it, now I gotta... okay. Now I gotta find a new spot to do this. So that's at mag 150, so let's go back to mag 150 again once I find my new spot. Okay, so that's mag 150 in that area. Beyond the ridge line a little bit. Just trying to find somewhere where I have a relatively clear spot in the middle, but some interesting details out on the side. This looks like a good candidate. You know what, this time we're just gonna sit here clicking. Just go for it. So probe current down, I don't even know what it was at. Click there, external scan control is not selected. Okay, let's enable external scan control. Okay, external scan control is enabled. And now it is time to just start clicking. So Rebecca, if you're still here, I know you're going to be at Maker Faire. Is anybody else in the chat going to be at Maker Faire? Yeah, no, I'm really excited too. Also, sorry, Phil, that I missed out on the Seattle Maker Faire, but this is when I can come here, so I came here. This is going to be a lot more tedious than the Adafruit logo. I'm learning that one really quickly. Clickety click, click, click. Okay, we're down at the N. Now time to go to the A. So Rebecca, what talks do you want to see at Maker Faire? Huge list? Anything more specific than a huge list? Oh, very cool. Did you see that photo of the Arduino board I posted? I posted a photo of a really giant Arduino board, kind of like the Metro, the big Metro that Jonathan Park had. Yeah, no, that was really cool because the breadboard worked like an actual breadboard too. We just wired up a bunch of alligator clips. There were really, really big giant alligator clips, so we could just have that giant breadboard. It was really easy to teach with because everybody could see it. And we just did a poster print of it, and it worked out fine. Didn't do any fancy CNC stuff. Then again, we didn't have a CNC router that could do that sort of work. You know, the giant board, just doing the poster print version. I don't know if you have Office Depot on the East Coast, but yeah, it was only like $5 to get the thing printed and the wiring for the back, and then just some scrap plywood. Okay, so I got the second end done. Okay, if I forget, I started at the top of this O. Yeah, definitely need some software to automate this job. This is a painstakingly slow process. I'm gonna get a quick drink of water. Be careful not to touch the camera. Be right back. There we go. So I'm back. Yeah, definitely a good reason to keep things small. Yeah, the Adafruit logo went a lot faster than this. Okay, I'll tell you what, enough of this. I'm going to get the Discord voice chat set up real quick. So let me find, there's my earbuds. If anybody wants to not drop my microphone, if anybody wants to head over to the Adafruit Discord channel, Discord server, feel free to do so now. What camera yelling at me about? File was probably split into, yeah, probably split into 2 files. That's cool. Thank you, camera. I will get that voice set up. Testing. Nope, it's not triggering. Okay, why isn't it triggering? Oh, Firefox, I do not need a software update on the computer controlling an electron microscope right now. That is the least of my concerns. Apparently auto squelch is bad in Discord right now. Let me see if I can fix that. You talking, Rebecca? Oh, no, you're muted. Let me turn volume on my mic pack down a bit, because I think it's just the noise floor is too high. Echo Cedar.
Hello there.
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sweet. And I think I got the level set properly now, so I don't get the too bad of a background hum.
Bit of an echo in there.
It's like there's a water chiller running right now. There's a water chiller, there's 2 vacuum pumps, there's a high voltage supply, there's a microscope, there's an X-ray spectroscopy unit, there's a EDSB processing unit, like 3 computers.
Yeah, there's enough background noise that it's hard to understand you. I may switch back to YouTube.
Oh, I must not be in the right microphone then. Because it's the same, I'm using the same mic for YouTube, you know what I mean?
Huh. It must be the background noise.
Is that better?
Yeah, you have steady background noise, so that's good.
Okay, I turned off the noise suppression apparently, because apparently it's bad. Let's get this R done. So what have you been up to, Cedar? Some emergency MIDI work, I see?
Not doing anything that's an emergency today.
I saw you posted something in the Discord.
Oh, that was a project to provide a backup keyboard for my musical work.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes during a gig, you lose a keyboard, and I can't afford to buy a bunch of keyboards. So I've got a MIDI keyboard that has no voice, just has MIDI output.
Yeah.
So I use that feather wing and hardwire it via MIDI interface.
Ah.
I use that, put a LiPo on it, I can pull that up and play it for 4 hours in an emergency and without the battery dying. Quick and dirty.
So that's your keyboard voice then, is the...
I'm working on a couple of fun projects on top of that, though. One of them I've got to do a little bit more work on, and I'll disclose it to you, but I found a new instrumentation amplifier IC I'm going to be using that has a programmable gain input to it, so you have fewer external components.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, low offset current, 100 microamps or something you may be interested in.
Lower. Talking like 3 or 4 picoamps offset. For the project I think you're talking about.
Yeah. And I just received a SIOC packaged waveform generator today from DigiKey.
Oh, is it those ones we talked about, or?
Yeah, it's the sine, triangle, square wave.
Yeah.
It's not the arbitrary one. It just has sine built in, sine and triangle.
Yeah.
But I want to get it working with Arduino or a Feather or something, and then I'll play around with the arbitrary waveform one. Same package size, same manufacturer. It's just I wanted to start and get everything working in the software first in the interface with the cheaper IC.
Oh, I just realized everybody on YouTube can only hear one half the conversation. Sorry, everybody on YouTube. Wait, can you say something, Cedar?
No.
Okay, it says it should be working. Say something now.
How about this? Is that breaking through?
Oh no, it wasn't. No, it was a problem on my side, not yours.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you were fine before. I just everybody on YouTube couldn't hear you was all, because I just didn't have that turned on right. On the list of skills I thought I'd learned, this wasn't on that list. And you have to follow tracing paper precisely with the mouse without getting your wrist too sore.
It's still pretty hard to understand you through the Discord chat.
I'll change another setting in a second.
Yeah, there's just way too much mid-range bounciness in that frequency range.
Mid-range, really?
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a box.
No. That's weird then. And it doesn't sound like that on YouTube?
No, YouTube sounded okay.
Huh.
Let me go back and check. Hold on.
Well, I'll keep talking right now so that Cedar has something to hear. And he can tell me if the audio is...
Yeah, YouTube sounds okay.
Okay, I'm just going to turn all of Discord's processing off and... Yeah, just give me a second. I just want to finish this line. I'm on the P. Okay, Discord, let's see if I can fix this. Oh, I see. It's not. No, it is. Is it? It's not triggering, right? Okay. Test. 1, 2. Oh, Discord's not using the right microphone. Test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2. Yeah, Discord's using my laptop mic right now, which is horrible.
Yeah, it has a threshold, probably a noise rejection threshold thing that causes you to cut in and out.
No, that's not the problem. It's trying to use my laptop's microphone right now. My laptop's microphone is worth nothing.
Oh, that's it. That's the room then. I'll bet then YouTube you're using your wireless mic?
Yeah. Now let's just close the Discord app real quick because it stopped working entirely. But it's coming back right now. Buffing before the raid. Okay, is it transmitting now? Cedar?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay, cool. I had to restart Discord because it wouldn't recognize this microphone. So how's the smoke in Washington right now?
Oh, we're not having any smoke over here. We had quite a bit of rain today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we haven't had smoke for 2 days. you know, for the desert side of the state over here, we're getting a lot of rain.
Okay, cool. I bet Western Washington got quite a bit of rain too then.
Much more than we did, even.
Wow. Like what, half inch or?
Most of our wind is coming down from the north today, so we're not seeing the fires in Oregon that are down south.
But did the fires get any rain?
The one up by Lake Cle Elum, yes. I don't know about the one near Portland.
The one near Portland? Last time when I left, there was many more than one fire near Portland.
Well, there's a huge one right on the Columbia Gorge.
Yeah.
That's the big one that we're worried about.
Some kid with a firecracker.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Cross the river too, though.
Yeah, you know it's pretty severe when that happens.
The Columbia River is not a small river.
No, and you know, and behind the dams along the river there, it's pretty wide.
Mm-hmm. I really hope this works out. This is the most time I've spent on a Windows XP computer in a very, very long time.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was working at PNNL, we had a lot of analytical equipment that were locked into older versions of the operating systems. The software just didn't grow with the changes.
It's not just the software; it's the capture card for this.
So there's a hardware dependency as well.
Yeah, and
makes sense.
The software got to get a new capture card's got to be installed. I don't know if you've ever worked with EDX before, the company.
No, I haven't.
They like to make money. They're one of those analytical companies. Which, I mean, for how few of the hardware they sell and how expensive the hardware is. I mean, X-ray spectroscopy isn't easy.
No, and I think if you have some proprietary techniques that make your software and your hardware work better, then I think that's just a fact of life in that domain.
Yeah. All the card really is, though, is just a multi-channel analyzer and a custom GPIO interface, or not, okay, custom and GPIO don't go together, but they basically use a GPIO interface to the detector.
They must have some firmware or some algorithms make it pretty specific, though.
Yeah, but they already have the analysis software.
The low-level stuff, though, may be pretty unique. I designed some colony counter interfaces for regular microscope analysis of bacterial colonies.
Yeah.
Pattern recognition stuff. And we had to write a lot of, this was early in the day, of course, we had to write a lot of software just around edge detection and auto gain control and things like that that made it pretty unique.
Yeah, all the PCIe card though is basically just a stereo interface and a really fancy sound card for multi-channel analyzer.
Oh, well then they're just trying to make money.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. The detector
I think that's what you said.
The detector that's stuck on the side of the microscope, that is a piece of engineering.
Yeah.
The multi-channel analyzer that just takes pulses in and looks at the magnitude of them, that's not. Okay, I'm almost done with TS. Okay, I am done. Okay, probe current's down. Give the control back to the microscope. And probe current up to 10. Oh, hey, it's horrible. I tried to go too small with it. Yeah, it needs to be bigger. That's okay though, it's partially readable. It was a worthwhile endeavor. I'll go ahead and capture a picture of that real quick. And I should do a tutorial on SEMs. No, I'm going to do a video on how to use a SEM once I get back to my shop and have access to mine and get mine working better.
So what with this experience at the University of Maine, what have you learned there that you're going to apply as soon as you get back?
I got to spend quite a bit of time in the bio lab. And so I got to go over bio prep for specimens, which is difficult for a number of reasons. Because, you know, wet stuff in an electron microscope, wet, non-conductive stuff, you got to dry it out. You got to dry it out without changing it too much, and that's hard. And that involves, for me, that's going to involve liquid nitrogen. Because that's actually, the safest option involves liquid nitrogen. So that should tell you about the process. The worst options involve heavy carcinogen, or really strong carcinogens.
Oh,
so it's a tough
that's
process.
something to stay away from.
Yes, it is. I am not equipped with enough fume handling equipment to pull that one off.
So N2 is in your future at the workshop?
Yeah, lots of N2. I can get it pretty cheap in Tacoma though. $21, I think, for 35 liters.
That's not too bad at all, really.
No, that's like what the university's paying for it. So
yeah. Well, you've got a couple of universities handy there that probably keep the price down a little.
Not Tacoma. I mean, UW generates their own.
Well, what about PLU?
I don't know if PLU has any labs that would use it. PLU is not big in the sciences.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there's enough industrial stuff in Tacoma that it helps. You know what? I bet medical is what keeps it down.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, well I tried to zoom in too far for this to work out, so I'm going to have to redo this at a lower mag. That's too bad.
I got to drop out for about 5 minutes.
Okay, see you soon. Becca, you're having fun getting all your homework done? Getting ready for Maker Faire?
Yeah, I just went to the library to go print stuff. So now I'm on my way back on my scooter.
Nice. Well, hopefully you get everything done. Or I guess it just doesn't get done if you don't get it done, right?
Yeah. It costs too much not to do it.
Oh, man. I'll be feeling that pain next year.
You going to a college?
Yeah, flying right now.
Nice. What major are you looking at?
Not exactly sure, but going definitely for engineering.
Sweet.
Yeah, there have been quite a few people who have told me I should go to the University of Maine, but there's nothing around here. It is the university, and that is it. And of course, there's lots of trees.
I mean, that's a lot of New England colleges. Is there's not much as far as stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of trees.
There's a lot of trees where I come from. I don't need more trees where I go to college.
But maybe there'll be different trees.
No, they're literally the exact same trees. Like, this town is so similar to where I live. It is like eerily similar. Like, it has these same types of trees. And you're like, when you find a place in Washington that has these types of trees. So.
Yeah. There's a lot of trees.
The only difference is there's a river in the middle of town, and there's a lake in the middle of mine. So.
Yeah.
Actually, that didn't come out too poorly. It's almost readable. The A is a bit messed up, but all the A's are. It's just there's not enough room in the center there. I'll do it again, more zoomed out when I run it.
I think you're going to find that any engineering program you go into is going to be extremely easy at the beginning.
At the beginning?
At least.
The schools I'm looking at are a bit different in their programs.
Good.
Yeah. That's why I'm looking at them, because I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to deal with washout courses and stupid stuff like that.
That's fair.
No, I'm looking at ever heard of Olin?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at them.
They're very good.
Rensselaer, I've got a really good chance at.
Yep.
MIT I'm going to apply to, but it's MIT, so.
Yeah, no one gets into MIT.
6.5% of people do.
Okay, so no one gets into MIT?
6.5% of the people do, so somebody does.
Somebody, but not most people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know 2 people who are there, so it's not like they can help me get
That's
in.
good.
But
my high school had a high reputation for people getting into MIT, and nobody got into MIT. My senior year had a high reputation for people getting into MIT. Mm-hmm. Considering your class size, which our class size was 50. So the high chance that you would get in. And no one got in my year.
Wow.
I go to Western New England.
Okay. But not really familiar with that one.
They're a small school. It's about 4,000 undergrad. Their engineering program is pretty good, and they're not as expensive as some of those higher name colleges.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay for it. That's for sure. But engineering degrees, I mean, I'm doing engineering because I enjoy it. It's just convenient that it pays well, so I can pay off student debt quickly.
That's fair. Yeah, my career path is not as high pay because I'm doing an engineering degree to then get a degree in education, which is not going to pay well.
Yeah. It turns out if you know how to smash atoms together, well, I haven't talked about this much on the live stream, but I spend significantly more time throwing atoms around than anybody has any business doing. So I've got my radiation worker stuff and whatnot, so that helps a lot.
Oh, I'm sure.
Especially how I got my start in high vacuum, high voltage stuff, was working with more exotic equipment, we'll say.
I work with microcontrollers and children, and that's about it.
I work with microcontrollers and nuclear reactors. And yeah, the children part's always interesting when we're doing tours.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing some videos from that place soon-ish. There's a couple of steps that have to be taken first, though.
MIT does have a pretty cool nuclear reactor.
Yeah, it's an older one. It's a Trigger.
I know nothing about nuclear reactors. I was there once on a field trip, and
The people
it's like,
I know who are there what's that, course 18, I think. Yeah. So. No, he does. Particular person thinking he does cool work. I gotta go to Chernobyl through the program. Jealous of him for getting to go there. Does your school have an electron microscope?
no.
Oh,
Not that I know of.
Yeah, somebody just sent me another lead on another microscope in Washington State today, and it's tempting. It's way more tempting than it should be. It's like 4 times the floor space of my current one.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a special type. It's called a field emission. This isn't in focus. And field emission is special because the first of all, it can do a lot more beam current, which is useful for a lot of things. But it also the filaments for it cost about a couple $1,000 a piece. So servicing it, and I should be able to make the filaments myself, but it takes like, I mean, even once you get the filament in, it takes a week to pump the microscope down to vacuum to where the filament can operate. It's just a lot harder scope to use in general.
Yeah.
So I could get it cheap, but I'm not sure I can maintain it for as inexpensively as I can mine. It'd be a really good scope, though. Sam Zeloff, I'm not sure if you were in the stream when he hopped in the chat for a while. He's got a same type. It's a JSM 6300, and the other one's a JSM 6400F. So his is almost the exact same, but his doesn't have that field emission aspect to it. That's really annoying to service. If you ever get a chance to play with one of these, though, they're a lot of fun. You can put cool samples in. And you can melt hair with it. Did you see that in the Discord?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was a big oops. That was supposed to be a sample of Captain Jack.
Well,
it's just a hair, so we can make another one really easy.
Yeah.
Oh right, I said that on Don't Tell video, didn't I?
You did, but I saw it before then. I've gotten in the habit of checking Discord pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Basically, whenever I'm not in class or sleeping.
Yeah, no, I just put it on the home screen of my phone and all the time.
I just started turning on the notifications for the World Maker Faire chat for this weekend, so I can get them to my watch.
Oh, that's excessive. I'm not gonna go that far. That's the wrong settings. No, I don't want to edit the channel.
I don't check my phone as often as I check my watch anymore.
Oh, I mean, you have to have both of them on you for it to work, don't you?
Ish. It can work over Wi-Fi.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because I'm on a big college well, not big, but a college campus where there's Wi-Fi everywhere, and it's all the same Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi started working
I can leave my phone in my room, and it will work anywhere on campus.
Nice. Yeah, the Wi-Fi in the University of Maine campus is horrible. I have Wi-Fi, I have reception, I just can't connect to the network right now because apparently they have a DHCP configuration problem. Yay! But I got wired internet in this room for my laptop, which is what lets me stream.
Our Wi-Fi works well until some freshmen decide that they think that they can have a router in their room, and then the entire building stops working.
No, that's just a DHCP collision they have. Just turn off DHCP.
Yeah.
Evidently, your school doesn't teach network engineering.
No.
So do you know who L3 is? L3 communications?
Yeah.
Okay. University of Olin, 100,
Yep.
200 undergraduates per year, has got an L3 fiber going to their dorm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. And no, they have all like 10 gigabyte switches and whatnot. So they got one person, they all pooled their money together and built this one really crazy computer and put it in somebody's dorm room. So everybody just does a remote terminal onto that one computer, and this does all the really powerful work because this thing's got like insane number of graphics cards and like 4 i7 4770Ks or something ridiculous like that.
That's really cool.
No, they do cool stuff. That's yeah. I really want to go to a school that has that kind of culture around it.
That's fair.
Which I mean, Lady 80 was talking about that today on Ask an Engineer.
Yeah. My school tries, but I do a lot on my own, so I don't really mind that we don't have that much of a culture.
Yeah.
I'm getting more involved into the gaming culture. My roommate's the head of Pokemon the card game, so I've started playing that a lot.
I've noticed because you left the you've left that on your Discord notification that it tells people what game you're playing.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm mentioning it, so you might want to turn that off.
I didn't know that.
Yep, there's a setting somewhere.
Yeah, I have no clue. I never use Discord for anything but this, so I'll have to fix that. Yeah, no, it's the card game. That's the card game online, which is nice because it's free.
Mm-hmm.
But the card game in real life costs a lot of money. And then sometimes you get cards that are worth nothing, and then sometimes you get like $50 cards and trade them away for robots.
They don't cost $50 to print though.
No, they don't.
Okay, I'm finding any spot to do my name right now. So these ridges did not do well in the middle of it. They caused some problems. So, oh, I gotta take a photo of this. This looks like a crater or something on a moon. This is cool. Did you find the setting?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not on my computer, so I don't see it on my phone.
It's under games and then display current running game as status message.
Okay. So I will have to go back and fix that.
Where's games?
Let's see here. Go to settings. App settings, games. It's like middle of the menu. And then there's a slider there for display current running game as status.
Alright, settings. Voice notifications, tasks, appearance, streamer, language.
What?
I see no game.
Wait, voice overlay notification, key bindings, games, text images, appearance, streamer mode, language? It sounds like you have like half of those.
I have voice, notifications, text, appearance, streamer mode, and language.
Oh, yeah, you just don't have, okay, I guess you don't have any games installed. I bet if you don't have any games installed, it doesn't show up. Whoa, there's like a pillar right here.
What are we observing?
We are looking at the ice right now, and I'm going to be etching my Twitter handle into it soon. I tried earlier, and it didn't quite work out.
Okay.
But right now I'm making it look like a crater on the moon or something.
I was napping.
At least you didn't fall asleep in channel.
True.
So how was the Seattle Maker Faire?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wish we could have been there.
Well, I keep hearing about what World Maker Faire is going to be like, and it's like, oh, I wish I could get to New York and go visit that one.
Oh, plane tickets aren't that expensive.
Yeah, but all of my money has gone to rocket parts.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of rockets,
Oh.
I now have, I'm the proud owner of the Falcon 9, the Atlas 5, the Delta 4, the Ariane 5, the Soyuz, and the Vega operators manuals.
Oh. eBay?
No, got them directly from the launch providers.
Oh, cool.
Because I'm designing a new satellite platform.
Yeah.
Needed to know how to interface to the launch vehicles.
Oh, there you go. I'm sure the Dragon was pretty easy. The Dragon one you can download online.
And the Delta 4 you download online.
Were the others a bit harder to come by?
Others are a bit harder to come by. It turns out they are available online in a lot of places, or in a number of cases, I should say. But it was easier to call contact the companies and talk to them and explain what I was trying to do.
Convince them you're not crazy?
As a matter of fact, the guy at SpaceX that I talked to,
Yeah.
oh, that's a really good idea. We should do that. And I'm like, well, actually, what I did was I wrote up the description of the idea that I had.
Yeah.
To myself in a tamper-proof envelope. And he went, I don't get it. And I said, do it. I can take you to court on prior work. I have a date stamped tamper-proof envelope. I didn't get it notarized, no.
Okay, you should probably do that.
Yeah. And then his reaction was, oh, great. What do you mean, oh, great? You know, just because you can't steal my idea now.
So I'm guessing by the fact you haven't told us what your idea is, you're not going to.
Oh, sure, I can tell you. I don't have a problem with that.
Hey, well, it'll be prior work now. It'll be recorded on YouTube.
There you go. So, you want to buy a satellite if you're a customer.
Yes.
One of the big satellite design companies. And you say, I need a satellite, here are my requirements.
Yeah.
What happens? They sit down and design from scratch. So they start over designing the power systems, and they start over designing
well,
the.
No, you got the Airbus frame.
Yeah. But basically, what they do is you start over, and so it takes 10 years from the time that the customer contacts them until they're ready to fly. So what I've designed is a modular satellite system where there's a central post, and then the modules are basically like donuts down over the central post. And the center post has data communications and power systems. And you slide down batteries and solar panel modules and communications modules, science payload modules, and so forth, until you have a satellite that you work on.
Got it.
It's essentially like DevOps of satellites, because you isolate. It's like DevOps, software development. Organization.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool because I did some like throughput calculations on the amount of time it takes to build a new satellite by 60%.
That'd be huge.
Because then it would take 4 years to fly a new satellite as opposed to 10. Stuff that you fly is much more modern.
On this already?
I have. Nobody's doing it.
You better patent it, Sim. I mean, you still have, you've always got prior work still, but it's easier to patent.
Yeah, but patenting costs 15 grand.
Oh, really?
Because you basically have to. Well, you don't have to, but it's way easier and way more likely to be accepted if you have a patent attorney doing the work for you.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, the other interesting thing is that every launch vehicle is different.
Yeah. Oh.
They all use basically a 4-meter fairing.
Yeah.
But the interface between the payload launch vehicle is dependent on the launch vehicle. Designing the satellite, you basically have to, as a customer, you have to go to the like Boeing and say, here are my requirements for a satellite vehicle I'm going to use. And they build the payload to go on that launch vehicle. It's a real pain.
Yeah.
So what I'm finding is it's an adapter that goes from each launch vehicle a common payload interface.
Or, I mean, just design everything for Falcon, because that's all you need.
Yeah, but not everybody wants to use Falcon.
I know, I'm just messing with you, but yeah.
Although it does seem to be leaning in that direction.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Relatively speaking, yeah. Tossing something into orbit on an Atlas V is $110 million for the ride.
What's Falcon? Something like, wasn't it like 36 or something?
No, 60 million.
For Falcon?
Unless you fly on a reused one, in which case it's 40.
For now.
Not reused, excuse me, flight proven.
There we go. So out of curiosity, have you ever heard of Thomas Registrar? Phil?
No, I have not.
Really? Go look up Thomas Registrar right now. It is the industrial Yellow Pages.
Yeah, we used to use the Thomas Register a lot for sourcing.
No, isn't it great? I mean, there's nothing else like it for sourcing.
And you can provide input to it as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, Google gets close now, but it's not like the dedicated database that Thomas Registrar has.
We've also used Thomas Register to show whether or not a company or an offer was legitimate, and they have rankings for the vendors. It's pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll bet you I can find carbon fiber fabricators in here.
Try Duran Industries in Washington, or Duran, something. They might not want to work just for one person. They're probably a bit bigger than that. They do.
I actually have something fabricated.
What?
Ready to actually have something fabricated. I expect to have more people involved.
Oh, for your project. Yeah, check them. If you want the equipment to fabricate it, like the real fancy stuff, check out Electro Impact. Electro Impact makes a 7-axis CNC carbon fiber layup robot.
Nice.
It's as insane as you think it is. It's massive. This thing does will just completely lay up one side of a 737 or of a 787 wing.
Wow.
Yeah, Electro Impact's cool.
Or just wait 20 to 30 years and buy one for your garage.
What?
I said you could wait 20 to 30 years and buy one of those for your garage.
But no, that's not going to happen because, I mean, Boeing's going to be producing these planes for a long time. You know, Electro Impact builds fully automated wing assembly lines. So, like, the Bombardier wings for most of the Bombardier aircraft now.
That is amazing. Ain't nearly that sophisticated.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, no, I had a friend who got an intern there, and I'm very jealous of him still.
The thing is, if I get the design done far enough, I don't have to build it myself. I can license the idea to Boeing.
Sure you want to go with Boeing? I thought, yeah, Boeing's getting more into space now, I guess.
Very much so.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying, they're dedicating a lot of resources. Yeah.
It's either Boeing or Space Systems Loral.
Boeing or what?
Systems Loral out of Colorado.
Uh-huh. So what you're telling me is you don't want to actually build a company.
Can.
That's a long road.
I'd be okay doing it. Considerably harder to do that.
You know, not to be too cliche, but you know the joke about space companies, right?
Fun.
How to make $1 million in the aerospace or in the space industry?
$1 million in investing in the space industry.
What?
$1 million in investing in the space industry.
No, the question is, how do you make $1 million in the space industry?
You start with $10 million and you invest it in the space industry.
I didn't hear the $10 million part at all. It wasn't coming through. I've always heard it said as $1 billion, so I mean, like, that should tell you something.
It's also like, how do you make $1 million? And you restore a Mustang.
Yeah. One of my dad's friends bought a '68 Mustang, new, and still owns it.
Talking about the airplane, not the car.
Oh, okay. But no, so get this. He bought new, pre-ordered off the factory, off the production line. He just hasn't sold it.
Yeah. Nice.
So single owner, no major rebuild needed.
That's one of those that make them auctions goes crazy over.
Yeah, no, that's a $2 million car now with paid maybe $10,000 when it was new. That's just crazy.
It's like real AC cobras.
It's like what?
Cobras?
I know you're breaking up for there. I just didn't hear what you said.
Hang on.
No, I agree. I got like a 60 hertz noise going on now.
Better. I said it's like an AC cobra.
An AC something?
I was saying AC cobra.
Type this out, because I'm hearing AC Cobra.
COBRA.
Okay. Oh, got it.
Find them originally. Cars instead of airplanes.
Yeah. I'm not a big car guy, so you're speaking a little bit of a foreign language to me. Okay, we're going to do another attempt at making this name thing work. Okay, so drop probe current, enable external scanning, set my start point, and get ready for a hand cramp. And fire the laser. This is basically an electron laser. How stupidly overpowered this beam is for what it's designed to do. Some of you want to check the YouTube chat for me and tell me if anybody's posted anything there?
Yes, and not really. Posted was Rebecca saying she fixed her Discord settings.
Okay.
Through the tracing paper with the light in the room.
What?
See through the tracing paper with the lights in the room on?
I can, but I probably can see a lot better with lights off. That's a good idea. I'm gonna go turn lights off real quick. Be right back. Yeah, it's a bit better. I turned the lights back on just for the camera, so I'm not using my big camera right now though. Oh, that's a lot better. So, Phil, you saw on Twitter all the filament stuff I was dealing with?
Say what?
Is that you who commented on Twitter about all the filament stuff I was dealing with last night?
He would help the situation.
What?
He would help the situation.
Oh no, the sun burnt a filament last night. So, lucky me, I gotta change it. Cause that's not something I have any experience at. Okay, the N is done.
Say that the Nevada test site is now allowing people to take tours.
Really? Well, that sounds interesting.
Especially since they started Frenchman's Flat. The iconic video of the houses being blown up.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things is they built a railroad bridge.
Yeah.
Essentially, the iron girders or steel girders between the concrete pillars are now U-shaped into a straight.
Wow. Oh yeah, no, I remember seeing photos of that bridge.
Yeah, the tour bus carries 200 miles.
Wow. I mean, it makes sense for the test range.
They start with Frenchman in the south,
Yeah.
and then Crater in the north.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have a long bus ride tomorrow. I'm taking the bus from Bangor, Maine, where I am right now, to New York. So I'm getting on the bus at 9 and getting off at 6:30. And the United Nations conference is in New York right now, so using a different bus terminal.
But the thing that you have to look forward to is everybody seems really excited to be going to the World Winter Fair.
This is definitely true. And I'm staying within walking distance of it too.
It was 43 degrees and raining this morning.
Oh no. I don't have rain clothes with me. No, I do. I just don't have a good rain hood. Might pick one up in New York. Hey, check the New York weather for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for me, please. Oh, today was also when Jose got close to the New York, though, too, so hopefully it'll be better by Friday.
Cold and rainy here.
Oh, were you saying for in Seattle, or?
Yeah.
Oh, can you check what New York weather's going to be like? I'm kind of, occupied cooking a mouse about 200 times.
There's a hurricane within 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
The lows Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are in the high 60s.
Oh, good. Nice.
Are 82, 78, and 81.
Oh, good.
And it'll Thursday and Friday, but Saturday will be sunny.
I prefer partially cloudy, honestly, but that's not too bad. Forgot to bring sunscreen. I didn't really pack for Maker Faire as much as I just packed to come to the university and be stuck in this one room for about 2 weeks, which is a pretty good room to be stuck in. Wow, I've been on console for just about 12 hours soon. My longest day was 14 hours, or actually closer to 16 hours on. So what did you think of the Adafruit logo?
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, I got that done like right before show and tell too. I came up with the idea about an hour before show and tell, so I ran up to the computer lab that had a printer on it and just confused the heck out of the guy sitting behind me while I was finding this one very particular flower online. It is hard to find an SVG of Adafruit's logo. I could not find one easily. And I know why, but...
They don't want people putting the logo on their pirated boards.
Yeah. I mean, you can still convert it, but no, Adafruit's business is their brand. I mean, you probably saw me talking with somebody in the chat about that during the YouTube live show.
A lot of energy into making the community what it is, and having that diluted would be.
Yeah, they're not going to let that happen, though. Like, I've decided that pretty much in just about any internet community I'm going to run like Adafruit does the Discord, just squeaky clean, because then you never have an issue. Squeaky clean, one warning, and no tolerance after that.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen a problem in Discord.
We bring the hammer down rapidly. We've only had 3 or 4. And they've been dealt with within about 2 minutes each time.
Discord probably 10 hours a day when there's a problem.
What?
I haven't noticed that there's a problem.
It's been a while since we've had one. But as I said, no, it's always been very, very quick. And we had more earlier on, and that was when, and you weren't an admin back then. It wasn't community helpers at first, remember?
Yeah, it was just Scott and Phil.
Well, and me, but I had the admin tag, but not the Adafruit tag for a while. I like the community helper role better, though. I think it's more fitting for what the Discord should be.
Much more descriptive.
Yeah.
So many people ask me, including people randomly at best, for Circuit Python guide. The why. With these are the exact steps you need to follow for the different boards that you have.
Okay, I'm on the P now. I'm just done with the P. Or the vertical part of the P. I'm gonna wear this mouse out doing this.
Yeah, you should get carpal tunnel first, though.
One night's not going to give it to me. This is probably the most time I've ever spent taking one single photo. Unless you count like all the hours servicing my SEM to get it to come online, but...
Way Adam, you're a bad influence.
Why?
It arrived yesterday.
What?
Toolkit arrived yesterday.
I fix it? Is it the iFixit one?
Yeah, I got their electronics toolkit.
Is that the big one or is that the one in the pouch?
The pouch that has the electronics, like the tweezers and so forth.
Yeah, yeah. I think you probably got the new version of it.
4-bit collector set.
Nice. Isn't it nice?
Well built.
Yeah. And I have the old version of it too, and I still love it, so. Okay. We're done. Probe current down. Release control to the SEM, or to the SEM controller. Bring probe current up to 10. Ah, that totally worked. I just need to adjust image quality. Increase contrast, decrease brightness. That's totally worked, that's great. Get rid of all my gamma, because I don't need that anymore. Oh, gamma should not be 0, it should be 1. Whoops. Okay, that's probably a couple millimeters wide, so that's okay. I'm complaining about a couple millimeters right now. Okay, I wonder if secondary is actually going to be giving return to it. Oh, I'm in low back, so secondary is not going to do anything. Let's see here. How do I want to do this? Way less brightness. Way more contrast. Nope, not enough dynamic range. Yeah, text just doesn't work very well with this technique. I could go bigger, or I just need to get the beam size down, and that'd help a lot. Or not use ice and use something proper, but that's what I got. Well, let's image that. So sorry for being a bad influence. Is there any other recommendations you want for stuff?
Right now.
I found another electron microscope in Washington.
Is this the one that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago?
No, this is a different one. I haven't pursued that other one yet because I've been in Maine and I want to be there, you know, to actually do stuff with it. So, no, this one's at University of Washington right now. It's a nice one, but it's a field emission one, and field emission takes a very special type of filament that has to be kept at a ultra high vacuum. So it takes a week to pump the filament chamber down.
Isn't that the one that you said was a $4,000 filament too?
Yep, $4,000 to $10,000 easy. You can make your own filament for it. I've seen somebody do it before. But the power requirements are just on the edge of what my shop can do. Like, it takes 30 amps, it takes 30 amps, and my breaker is rated for 30 amps in my shop, so.
Sounds like you'd be pushing it quite a bit.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm still going to pursue the other one. It'd be a better choice than having to deal with field emission. It's nice though. It's got a motorized stage on it. It's got digital scan systems. And then it's got an airlock exchange on it, so you don't have to vent the whole chamber. You just got to vent the little airlock. It's got a massive sample chamber on it, so you can put big stuff in it. Oh, you know why this is hard to see? It's because I chose the wrong grain orientation to do this, and I should have chosen a horizontal grain instead of a vertical grain. Live and learn. I think the Adafruit logo came out a lot better. They did digital processing though. It'll come through just fine. I wonder how long it is till somebody's going to beat me on the size of the Adafruit logo.
I don't suspect there's a lot of competition there.
I don't know if anybody else in the one other person in the community's got a SEM at work now. I don't remember who he is. He's been in the Discord before. No, I'm actually going to put an etching mode in mine, so that's kind of digitation stage too. Somebody don't get a different microscope. But even if I get a different microscope, all the old analog ones have the same analog inputs to do that digital control stuff with. It's basically you just give it a voltage for X and you give it a voltage for Y, and yeah.
Ultimately, aren't even the digital ones analog at the deflection?
No, they aren't. They actually aren't. They don't do constant scanning. They actually scan pixel by pixel. These digital ones.
What do they use to deflect the beam?
Oh, it's still magnets and whatnot, but they don't.
Yeah,
they don't have the easy input to stick a voltage on.
Oh, I got it. But they're still doing analog at that phase.
No, it's still more digital than analog. It's not like they're doing pulse width modulation or anything or any filtering cap. They're moving the beam to discrete locations. So kind of digital, but
well, the DAC is just closer to the plates than to the deflection. Actually, they're magnets, aren't they? Deflection magnets.
Yeah, no, you don't use plates in the SEM. Some SEMs do, but most haven't used them in a long time. They're just not very good. You know, I'm happy with how this turned out, considering how complicated the text is. I messed up that S in the end, but that's okay. Let's see, size of this thing is about just over 2 millimeters.
Pretty tiny.
Yeah, for what it is.
It's almost the definition of a nanograph, right?
I didn't think about that earlier. That's why I did it. I thought this is pretty fitting for what I do.
Yeah, it's a pretty unique way of an obvious way of describing your logo. Yeah, here's a nanograph of my logo.
The technical term is micrograph, though, but micrograph is already taken. Micrographs are already taken. Nanograph was taken, but nanographs wasn't.
Ah.
So I've latched onto this and claimed it for myself. Yeah, I think I'm going to go all lowercase with it usually. I like how it looks. The two ends repeating. Also, cedar. I think I found a use I wasn't expecting for those photo multiplier or for those photodiodes.
Say that again.
I think I found a use for those photodiodes I wasn't thinking of when you sent them to me.
Oh, really? Okay. What's the idea?
The silicon in them is the same chemistry of the silicon used to detect backscatter electrons.
Ah, cool.
So I think I might have an array of 10 backscatter detectors centered around my pole piece. If it works for it. I don't know for certain if it works. I was just talking with people who work with SEMs more than I do. Well, longer than I do. I think I spend more hours per day on them than they do right now. They said that might work actually as a backscatter detector.
Oh, that'd be nice if it did.
Because my current backscatter detector is kind of horrible. I mean, it's built into my secondary electron detector, and it's in the wrong position for a backscatter detector.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, I actually have this backscatter detector in the wrong position to get good images right now. So I'm going to go ahead and move the stage around and get this detector in the right spot for doing imaging. Clearance to give me close, but I'll feel it if it stops, and it'll alarm out. So, but then I got to turn this knob right here, and that'll move the detector in. You don't want to move the detector, because this detector actually goes right under the pole piece, so you're just basically, the beam is shining through the detector. There's a hole in the center of it, but you don't want to actually hit the phosphor with the beam. I'm not sure if that'll help contrast or not, though. I think it'll highlight the edges better, just due to how backscatter electrons work. But yeah, I'm running up at 30 kV right now, so that's perfect for this. Yeah, and backscatter cares a lot less about sample charging than the secondary does. I mean, it still cares some, it's just significantly less. So. I gotta get out of here soon, though. I'm not gonna be able to get right home with that. I can always walk. It's only 40 minutes to walk, but I don't really want to. I'd leave all my camera here at that point. I'll probably leave my laptop and camera here anyways. It's a secure room. Probably cut the walk down by 10 minutes, though. Is that you again, Phil? Okay, let's blank the electron beam and very carefully move the detector in. Wow. That's the clearance there. Just barely clearing. Cool. Whoa! Too much signal. Good. Oh wow, that really washed it out, kind of. Yeah, no, the angle on the detector is helpful. Okay, let's pull the detector back out some. Just gotta clear the beam, and I can go ahead and re-energize it. So it's some shadowing, but maybe not as hard for shadowing. Well, see the edge of the detector, so should we go to the beam on? Increase contrast. It's actually just going. Oh yeah, you can see it better now. Cool. If you squint, you can see it really clearly.
Yeah, I can kind of see it in the YouTube image. It's a little tough.
Oh yeah, YouTube's not doing it justice here. I'll turn that camera in some.
I can see the contrast improve though.
Okay, give it a couple seconds on YouTube and you'll see it a lot better. And it's going. It just went black because it's doing the scan now.
Yeah, I can see it real clearly now. It hasn't gone black yet.
Oh, it will.
Yeah, I've got about an 8-second latency, I think.
Yeah,
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Yeah, Frontier's not acting up because it can go out to 22 seconds if they pause.
I got a figure right up on the other card, so I'll go ahead and pop that in. Gonna turn the lights on for it real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go to presenter mode real quick for the camera, so I won't be able to hear you, but you'll be able to hear me. So. I just changed frame because I ran into the tripod leg. Whoops. So, as you saw earlier, I spent way too much time just clicking and clicking and clicking, following this line on the trace paper, telling the microscope where to point the electron beam, and after all of that, see the image shortly, assuming I estimated correctly. Yep, there we go. You can see we have nanographs written out, sublimated in the ice with the electron beam of this microscope. It's crazy that this microscope actually has the probe current to be able to pull this off to sublimate the ice that quickly just from a very, very short time hovering in one spot. But nevertheless, it's very, very cool, and it lets me do things like this. So this is something I intended to do with my microscope when I get back home. Of course, I won't be able to do it with ice. I don't have the cryo systems. I don't have the environmental systems. But there's materials you can etch just straight out of the box with an electron beam, and I can also move towards actually adding an environmental system to my microscope. And when I get the system working, I can put some volatile gases in there that will either etch the surface when they react to the electron beam, or the gases, or if I use gases that have a metallic compound to them, or metallic component to them, I'll actually be able to use the electron beam to split those gases apart and deposit the metal onto the surface of whatever I'm scanning. So it's going to take more work in control systems, more work adding the environmental node, probably have to increase probe current a little bit to get better at lining my column. But other than that, I should be able to move forward with this and do some really cool stuff. So, etching things with an electron microscope.
That's really cool, Adam. I can finally see the image. It looks good here on this end. I've got about a 20-second delay on YouTube right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you probably just saw my hand waving in front of the screen occasionally because I had it zoomed in, but I got my big camera out here still.
Looks good. So that's phase 2 or phase 3 of the digitization of your home system?
That's probably phase 3.
Cool.
Getting that environmental mode for 13 I'm probably going to do. So phase 1 is getting... actually, environmental might be phase 2.
Okay.
Yeah, environmental will probably be phase 2, because I don't need the digital control until I have environmental working.
So phase 1 is digitizing the data capture.
Letting it run its own scan gen, then modifying the vacuum system to run environmental, and then adding in that phase 3.
The control. Yeah, cool.
But right now, I could feed it an XY signal, and it would take it no problem. That takes no additional work. I just had to get an XY signal too. So I mean, that's actually pretty fast to add. But getting a scan generator that's fast enough, and then tying that in with data collection, that's an entirely different story.
Yeah, but you know, if you were able to do your own scanning, then capturing the image would be simpler because you'd be generating the scan waveform.
Yeah, but you need to do it quickly. You're like at FPGA speeds at that point.
Well, I think you could probably pull it off with an M0.
Maybe. You know, that's a while ago when I did the research on what it would take to pull it off. So there's a
well, I'm just trying. When we talked about it before, we're really talking about 709, 741 op amps. They're really best at audio frequencies, you know, under 100 kilohertz.
Yeah, there's an entirely separate mode that you haven't seen at all for the rapid stuff.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking about the capture
so far
stuff.
It's worked, so I just haven't touched it.
Yeah. Huh.
Which I think is completely understandable.
No reason to mess with it right now.
Yeah. No, the really fast scan rates are not generated using the same system. And especially when I get to arbitrary stuff, just like drawing vectors, that's an entirely different game. Yeah, I'm likely going to end up walking home tonight because I probably won't be able to find an Uber. Uh-oh. Phil. Hey, Cedar. I think you know what time it is.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
Okay, Phil. I'm going to move you because I have this capacity. Let's see. Amelia Earhart. Osh Summit. Oh, I don't have that capability. No. Amelia Earhart. Gaming General. I'll go to Amelia. Bye, Phil. And then there were two. Curious if anybody else is still watching on YouTube. One of those three people is probably Phil. One of those three people is you. I wonder who the third is.
Yeah, it was 2 at one time. Now it's back to 3.
Yeah, it was only at 2 for a sec. Like it was just one tick. Okay, this turned out really well. Nice. That's probably what I'll end up using, is this one right here. Well, let's see here. How many streams have I gotten in while I'm here? 1, 2, 3. Can't see one of them though.
Even through YouTube, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, no, it looks really good here.
What kind of texture do you have in the background for that?
That's just the texture. That's just the surface of the ice.
No, I mean, what does it look like? Because it's not really clear on YouTube.
Oh, pretty good texture. I mean, I can see the jagged edges pretty consistently, which is nice.
Oh, okay.
I'll get you posted when I can, but Twitter and Discord don't like TIFFs, so I just gotta take time to convert them.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh no, it's not understandable. TIFF isn't hard to add. It's a single library. I mean, come on.
They don't perceive it as. I was going to say they don't perceive it as broken.
Discord doesn't even have spell check, okay?
Oh, I thought it did.
No.
Hmm.
Yeah, go try spelling something wrong. See how embarrassing it is.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right. I can't spell really well already.
Well, you know, I'm used to using Slack. And Slack is so similar. The user interface is almost identical to Discord.
Wonder who took it from who.
Well, Slack was around first, but I read something where one of the people at Discord said, yeah, we're not the same company, but there are a lot of similarities between our user interfaces, and the Discord people chose that on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, if it works, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost identical.
Okay, let's get a little bit more time on some other interesting stuff then, because I think I'll pull back on my name one real quick and get a good shot of it from fully zoomed out. Because once I say goodbye to it, I'm probably not going to find it again.
That's true.
Actually, no. The header files tell me where I took the image at, so I can always go back to that XY position. Once I pull the ice out tonight, it's going to melt pretty fast. I'm going to see if I can be fast enough to get it over to the optical microscope and get a photo of it before it frosts up. But I mean, it's at negative 117 degrees right now, so.
How thick is the sample?
7 millimeters. It frosts up really quickly. I gotta actually go grab some liquid nitrogen, so I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the exchange ready. Okay, I'm just going to get the camera set up now because I'm not going to want to do it when I got nitrogen in here and racing against time. Okay, let's get my camera position. How much footage? I got enough to just press record real quick when I come in. It's really fun trying to use the camera with a glove on. Okay, cool. This is gonna look cool. Okay, so in order to not get a whole bunch of frost on the inside of the microscope when I open it up to get the ice out, I am going to be putting liquid nitrogen into this plastic cup with the intent that it will boil off and dry out the air, or the dry nitrogen from the liquid nitrogen will boil off and dry out the air inside of this DIY glove box. And in doing so, when we open the door to the sample chamber, we won't let a whole bunch of moisture in. So did that look cool, Cedar?
Still waiting. I'm 20 seconds behind you on the video.
Oh, okay.
That glove box is pretty clever there.
Yeah, it needs a bit of work, but... You seeing it now?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the pour.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, liquid nitrogen is just fascinating.
Ever dealt with slush liquid nitrogen?
What was that?
Have you ever used slushed liquid nitrogen?
No, no.
It's nitrogen, but about 40 degrees colder. The Lindenfrost effect doesn't do anything at that point.
Yeah, it's very theatrical.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I got a 60 hertz noise going on here now. Okay, it's probably my air tank's running low, so I'm starting to get the vibration dampening failure. No, I still got enough backing pressure for that to be running fine. Oh, this is weird. Vehicle scan. Okay, I'm probably going to limit myself to 2 or 3 more scans and then shut down for the night. It's hard to limit myself though, because this is the last night I'll have with the microscope, so I can't stay up this late tomorrow night, so I gotta get ready to go to New York.
When do you leave for New York?
7 a.m. Friday morning.
That's a little early when you'd be spending late nights like this.
What?
I said that's a little early when you've been up late like this.
I'll be sleeping on the bus. That's for sure. Not too much though. I get power and Wi-Fi on the bus though. I don't get really any upload on the bus though, so I can't like post stuff from there, or otherwise I would. Takes like half an hour to upload a photo to Twitter from the bus. I can always use cellular data too, so that's not a big deal. But
no reason to stream from the bus either.
Not gonna be streaming from the bus. Earpiece fell out, so I can't hear you. Okay, there we go. Get some close-ups of this for some cutaways. Do that YouTube trickery. Okay, cool. That'll give me some cutaways, so I can hide mistakes in the edit. Uh-oh, temp's starting to drop or increase. I'm running low on nitrogen in the main doer. I'll have to add some to that. Okay, let's get some nitrogen in here. I think I got a little bit left in here. Oh, I do. Oh yeah, I got some. I think. Yeah, not much, but yeah, that'll be enough to get me by. Okay, I'm back. You'll probably see something pretty interesting on YouTube momentarily.
It's always interesting to watch. Plus, I've got my phone here. I can dial 911 if, you know, you end up freezing your arm off or something.
Unlikely. I can just hit a fire pole too. I got one right behind me.
Huh.
It's not in this room, but it's through the door into the hallway right next to me.
Looks like they have a decent safety protocol there too.
Oh yeah. There's people who wear open-toe shoes in the building, but I mean the building's got classrooms in it too. But I've seen somebody, or I wasn't there when it happened, but I know somebody who at a place I used to work broke their back from open-toe shoes. So.
Broke their back from what happened?
Got caught on a cleat. It was on a dock.
Oh, yeah, would do it. Yeah.
Well, the stream might drop in quality right now because I'm about to transfer some files off of an SD card, so... Maker Faire knows I purchased tickets for the fair, but it's still emailing me to purchase tickets for the fair.
That's interesting. I mean, well, probably not a big deal.
Oh, no, I got a entire year's Make magazine subscription for only like $15 extra with the with a 2-day pass purchase.
Good price.
$15 for a year is not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, this is such a cool photo. All those will be posted online eventually. I just gotta take time to process them. Most of them are on my Twitter already. All the fly ones I've taken are on my Twitter.
Yeah, I saw those. They really turned out well.
Yeah. Sample got damaged though. I was taking it back to just show it to somebody, and it opened a doorknob with the container in my hand, and the fly fell off the sample post. So it was only holding on my one leg though, and it's like a 10-year-old sample.
So not a big loss.
It was the only one I had though. I mean, I can make another one when I get the equipment too, but. Still, I'm happy I got that 80% logo done today. That was pretty fun, figuring that out.
Hey, Drew's in here now.
Oh, hey,
he's
Drew.
not in the chat room, but he's over in YouTube right now. I sent him over to Discord.
Well, Drew, you came in. Why do I have part of my monitor taped over? That is a very long story, Drew, and it actually involves really cool stuff. Go look in the Adafruit General on Discord, and you'll see the photo I posted, and then you can come back and I'll explain why. It's not taped though. I'll give you a hint.
We should tell Drew that you taped it over because there's some stuff on there that's just too cool to see.
Drew can hear you talking right now.
Oh, cool.
Well, if he's listening to the YouTube chat, because I have the, or if he's listening to YouTube, because I have it routed through YouTube right now.
Good deal.
Is the paper my reference sheet? Yes, it is. It's the thing I follow when I'm clicking. Okay, this. I don't want this to be my last scan, but it really should be my last scan. So I'm gonna get the camera set up real quick, Drew. So, won't be able to hear you if you come. Gotta find a camera angle where I will be able to view this. So I'm going to be standing right in there, but I want this to be able to see, so we'll just raise this up all the way. Yeah, so this tripod is really cool. For how small of a tripod it is, it gets crazy tall. Oh, by the way, I have a new tripod now. Belated graduation gift from a family member, but it means that we will have a much easier time streaming from the shop, which will be really good.
More creative camera angles.
So just to give you a sense of how tall this... Okay, yeah, you can see how tall that tripod goes. I'll watch the YouTube chat if you guys want to talk to me. Just monitor that right now. And then after this, I'm going to run off to the microscope with the sample real quick, see if I can get a picture of it. Okay, so that's set up, so I gotta wait for this to be done taking its photo. It's a cool photo though, that's for sure. It's coming out so clear.
Hello, bozos.
You guys there?
Nope, I ran away.
Oh, that's tragic. So I'm gonna go put an APB out for Drew.
Hey, Drew.
Hello, Cedar.
Yeah, you came just towards the end, unfortunately. I gotta hop off soon. It's 12:22 over here.
Stranger things have happened. This was my second Monday this week. Yeah.
Okay, I want to take another image, but I shouldn't. So I'm going to take the earbuds out and get this sample transfer done. So, see you guys soon.
Yep.
Okay, I gotta get the nitrogen tank on. Oh, I've only got 1200 psi left. That's not good. Let's do this relatively quickly. Okay,
So has he been drawing more flowers on ice?
I got 16 gigs left on the card. Yeah, composition should be pretty good there. Needs a bit more ISO though. A bit more ISO. Make sure I can actually stand right here, get my hands in the chamber. Okay, these gloves don't really fit me very well, which is unfortunate, but workable. Okay, that's good to go. Get my cryo gloves over here so I can get the sample out quickly. So cryo gloves are ready to go and on the right side. I don't need the mask for this because I'm not dealing with any liquid. And I need to get my phone ready. So my phone is in my pocket.
What an odd place for a phone to be.
Turn nitrogen on. Only want to keep this on for about 45 seconds tops. And high voltage on. And vent. And yes, venting chamber. If you watch right here, this is going to start boiling as pressure comes up. Now the clearances in here are really, really fun, as you can probably tell. You like fold your hand up against the door to get this thing to open. So I'm going to start talking to my big camera right now. So what I'm about to do is pull out the old ice sample so I can shut the microscope down for the night. Now we do this with the glove box still in place because the glove box keeps the inside of the microscope drier. And with everything at negative 117 degrees in there, keeping things dry is pretty important. So just waiting for the nitrogen to vent the chamber right now. Once that's vented, there will no longer be a force acting on this door, and I will be able to swing the door open and pull the ice out. Once that's pulled out, I'm going to try and take it over to the microscope and see if I can see any of the etching I did, because some of the etches I made are about 2 millimeters wide. So door open. It's always sample stage is not in the right position for me to do anything with it. Gotta rotate it back down to flat. So go to 0 degrees rotation. Enter. Yes, I want to move the stage. Okay, sample stage is in motion. Should have checked that before I started. Okay, so you can see the stage is coming down now. Oh, the ice is thin, jeez. Okay, I have the puck. Now I need a photo of the inside of this real quick, so I'll get that as fast as I can. Okay, cool, got the photo. Get this closed. And pump. Okay, that's pumping. Keep nitrogen on for the time being while I grab my sample. And I will see all of you shortly.
So how are things in your world, Peter?
Staying busy. How about you, other than 2 Mondays?
Pretty much 2 Mondays is it.
Get my headphones on here. Yeah, I've got a few projects I've been working on.
Dare I ask?
Oh, I'd be happy to tell you. One of them is I've got a waveform generator project I'm working on, and the IC for it just showed, and it's it's going to be the smallest form factor. It's an SIOC 10, and it'll be fun to see if I can solder it. I've got some paste, and if I need to do something like that.
Well, worst to worst, you can always buy a toaster oven.
I got one of those. I don't think my wife would let me use it for that, though.
Hence why you have to buy another one.
I haven't needed to do that level before, at that small level before, but I've done quite a bit of, 600 size, 800 size, but I haven't gone much below that.
And well, I'm just the guy who SMD components scare because my hands are twitchy.
Well, I thought that would be a problem too, but it turned out not to be.
Have you ever watched any of Louis Rossman's videos?
No, I haven't.
Well, if you ever decide to watch him, his hands look stable compared to mine.
Well, my career has been to, hold on a second. Got to get off the headphones. Discord gives me too much of my own feedback. Anyway, I started out my career making computer interfaces by hand, but it was all through-hole stuff, and I had really steady hands. And then now fast forward 40 years, and I decide to get into, SMT kind of work, and I didn't think I'd be able to do it because my eyesight was starting to go. You hit 50 and your eyes start going. And then my hands weren't as stable as they used to be. Didn't think I could do the fine work.
Hey, you probably can still hear me in the live stream. I'll narrate what I'm doing. So right now, I've just got the sample out here, just grabbing some photos of it. I wasn't able to find any of the details under the microscope, unfortunately, but I'm not surprised either.
He sounds so disappointed.
Yeah. Well, I think it might be kind of hard to find. Anyway, I was going to say I found some workarounds to be able to deal with SMD, and a good magnifying glass, a lot of blue tack, blue painter's tape, and a good pair of tweezers, and you can do a lot.
Still really cold, so I am wearing the cryo gloves right now to handle this, and I gotta keep moving it around because it does get too cold to handle occasionally.
Anyway, I'm just encouraging you to try it. The blue tack stuff worked about the best for me.
See, I keep getting ideas about building myself a reflow skillet just so I don't have to worry about my dang hands.
Cracking right now. That's the last photo I'm going to get because I'm out of memory. We'll take this back into the microscope room for a bit. Just let it sit out for a while. I don't need no need to rush melting. I still got some other stuff to do to shut the microscope down right now. Okay, back in the microscope room right now. Find a good place to set this. It'll be fine on top of Flexi. Get this closed up. Not that it matters anymore. Let's check vacuum. How's vacuum? Vacuum's doing good. Good job, vacuum. Set this to 150 pascals. It doesn't can go higher. Can go 300. Nope, 150. That's 150 pascals, so the pump doesn't time out complaining when the nitrogen starts to evaporate. Close off the tanks because I don't need them anymore. I'm gonna leave the microscope pumping all night. Kind of have to. Okay, so we're almost out of compressed air, which is okay. We've got a whole nother cylinder of air right here. Okay, both my tanks are locked out. Cameras. Oh, I did stop recording it. Oh, no, I did. It's still recording. Okay, now it's done recording. Okay, cool. Uh-oh, that's frozen on. That's not good. Never really want stuff that look nicer to freeze on ever. How pressure vessels are made. This has got a pressure. This whole thing's relatively weak though, intentionally, so it wouldn't be bad at all. It just might spray a bit of water somewhere. So I'll just dry that off a bit. I'll go get a paper towel and dry this off. Alright. We actually have the nicest toilet paper in the building right here. Real nice, downy, soft stuff. The reason is it's the only paper in the building we can find, or paper we can find, that's absorbent enough to work for the cryo fixing when we attach the sample to the copper. It's kind of funny. People ask us why we have a roll of toilet paper in the electron microscope room. Well, because it works really, really well. Okay, temperatures dropped quite a bit, which is expected because when the chamber's at atmosphere, the air starts actually conducting heat away from it way, way, way more than than it can do just with infrared. Which, I mean, that's how it works. That's how dewars work. They keep a vacuum around them. And the entire dewar right there is actually not at a vacuum all the time. It's only at a vacuum when the SEM's at vacuum, which means that, well, if you vent to the atmosphere, you're going to start conducting heat significantly faster than you would otherwise. So, there's that. Let's finish shutting the SEM down, I think. I'm going to try something with nitrogen real quick, because I'm curious.
If he doesn't write it down, it's not for science. We have to remind him of that.
Yeah, he can't hear us, though.
That's why I said we have to remind him.
Yeah, I don't think he's watching. Let me put something in the feed here.
Oh, wow, you can actually use this to polish it.
No, he's not looking.
Well, that's kind of cool. Get a good grain photo, or crack photo, not grains. Hopefully it'll stay wet for a sec when I get my flashlight out.
Here's hoping he eventually pays attention to YouTube chat again.
He'll eventually see it. Or you'll remind him in some other form.
Sure enough.
Hey, I sent you a direct message with a link to an SMT post I put up in the forums a while back.
I got it. It is now on my list.
Okay, cool.
Unfortunately, there's a more important thing on my list, trying to figure out how to set up a frickin' mail server.
Okay,
and I can't help you.
Off now.
I can't help you with that.
All because my employers are a bunch of tools.
Okay, I don't need my camera up this high anymore. Pull it down so I don't risk tipping it over. Shut that off. This will stay here the night, probably. Yeah, I'll stay here the night. It'll be fine here. If you don't write it down, it's not for science. I don't think you've seen our logbook. We keep an Excel window open on the right-hand side of the screen every time, so every time you do something that's actually for science, you put it over there. But this is all just me messing around tonight. And it's all in video, which is better than writing it down, because I can go back and hear exactly what I was saying, not just the notes I took. Well, oh, I just unplugged my earbuds. You guys there still?
Yep.
Nope, we ran away. We got tired of listening to you override our conversation.
Oh, I don't apologize. Anyways, I'm going to actually call that a night. Because I gotta start cleaning stuff up and cleaning my laptop, which means I have to stop the stream, so sorry. But yeah, I don't think I'll be doing a stream tomorrow night. I know I won't be doing a stream Friday. I might do something in New York, we'll see. We'll see what I'll do in New York, that'd be a lot of fun, so.
Well, stay tuned. Now watch your Twitter to see some of these images too.
Yeah, no, I'll be posting lots to Twitter. So
Cool.
Do you actually have a Twitter, Cedar?
No, but I get on there as a guest. I had to give up. I had to give up Twitter. It was just way too much noise.
I've got a pretty good Twitter feed right now. I got a lot of science Twitter, and science Twitter is amazing.
Mm-hmm. I may get back into it. We'll see.
Yeah, no, get back into it, and then just follow scientists.
Or maker nerds. Maker nerds are cool too.
Scientists and so science and engineering Twitter, definitely a place to be.
Yeah, my ADHD kicks in once in a while, and I take an interest in something and on a tangent. So it's my own fault.
Oh, look, a shiny.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Tomato production in South Brazil.
Actually, that sounds really interesting.
By the way, Adam, when you're in New York, see if you can get Phil to give you a sticker.
In New York? Phil's given me stickers already.
Did he give you one of my stickers?
I don't know if he gave me one of your... He has not given me one of your stickers. He's given me show and tell stickers. No, you remember the joke he was making a while ago? He's going to make me an electron microscope sticker?
Yes.
He sent me a box of cool parts instead, so...
Well, see if you can get him to give you a sticker, because I want you to have one of my stickers, Dag
I will ask him. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to see Phil a little more there, so we'll see.
Arg.
What?
I need more of my stickers on the West Coast, Dagnabbit.
I need to get a place in my shop to put stickers.
There's currently one on the West Coast.
Just one?
Just the one. Scott has one.
Well,
bring some back with you, Adam.
I'll try to. As I said, I don't know if I'm going to see Phil or Lamore at all, so...
Would be a shame to go all the way to New York and not get to see them.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Probably, but maybe not. We'll see.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to end the stream now because I actually have to get to bed because I got to wake up early tomorrow, which is going to suck. But worth it, but going to suck.